Many people call her Ric Flair's daughter, which she is, but many upon many more people call her the Queen, Charlotte Flair. Woo! I'm John Renton with my review WWE on A&E Biography, WWE Legends on Charlotte Flair. And this was a pretty good hour-long piece. I do kind of question why they're doing one on Charlotte already. Is she going to call it quits pretty soon? Are they just saying, well, shit, let's strike while the iron's hot? Because there are plenty of legends they could talk about, but maybe they want to do a piece on somebody that a lot of the fans know and a lot of the fans appreciate. Now, I respect Charlotte's athletic ability. I've never been the biggest fan of her, and at first WWE did make the whole thing, oh, Ric Flair's daughter, all this and everything, and, maybe they hammered that a little bit too much, but she did have to carry the ball. And I will say this, as far as in the ring, Charlotte has always been very, 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 very good. Natural athlete, great timing. Sure, I've questioned sometimes the number of title reigns that she has had. I don't think she needs to have quite that many, but I think they're bound and determined to have her break her dad's record, which means going to need to go to about 24 or 26 with all the title changes not recognized that happened in Puerto Rico and other countries. But nevertheless, Charlotte, for better or worse, is one of the best of her generation. Her detractors even got to admit that she is really goddamn good. Has she been overpushed? Sure. I ain't going to argue about that. But she is quite good. She is quite good. So we start in Charlotte, with Charlotte talking about, being near her old childhood home and that she never thought she'd be in the same business as her dad, that she had to fight to be out of his shadow, and also being a woman in wrestling, even now, is still tough. Even though a lot of women are getting respected more and getting more TV time, there's still a major, major discrepancy. Major. I mean, it needs to really be about even, because there have always been tremendous women athletes in wrestling and actually all lines of sports. They just haven't been given the platform. And now with cable television, streaming, all these platforms, so many of these women are being, able to apply their trade. And Charlotte has been one of the pinnacles, one of the ones that people strive to be like. As far as her success rate and everything, family life, her dad's legacy. I love seeing this old footage. I believe one piece was from Starcade 88. Great to hear Gary Michael Capetta's voice on a cable television program again. And the big gold bell taking, raking the big gold belt to show and tell. I forgot all about her appearing on a couple episodes of WCW 2000. I believe she even slapped Russo. I mean, I totally fucking forgot about that. Mainly because I did a retro review the last year of WCW. The Thunder, Nitros, and pay-per-views. And my God, it's hard to believe it's been 22 years since the Monday Night Wars officially ended. Even though you could argue the war pretty much ended about 2 years before that. But she excelled at gymnastics, volleyball especially. Megan, her sister, I believe Megan is the one that is married to Conrad Thompson. That piece of shit. I don't like Conrad Thompson one bit. Just strikes me as a goddamn douchebag and a leech. But Megan said she never expressed an interest in wrestling ever, like, Charlotte, me and Charlotte and boys in high school made fun of her. Because Charlotte is tall and athletic and, working on her body and everything, I could understand why people could be cruel and could be doing that. And I'm not saying, like, in high school I wasn't cruel with some of the stuff that I said. I mean, unfortunately, in high school, in school in general, people can be full-on dicks. And people either grow up out of that or they just decide to be continuously be idiots. And, she saw women in WWE when she would travel on the road with her dad. We saw clips of Victoria, Dawn Marie, who really got shafted at the end of her WWE run, fired while pregnant. Good job there, Vince. And Rick and Charlotte's mom broke up. This is right when Charlotte was going to school, I believe Appalachian State, on to do volleyball. Her heart wasn't in it. She did eventually get her degree. She went back to school and did some stuff, but that kind of flamed out, the volleyball thing. Rick's retirement in Mania 24, Retro Review Mania 24, if you want to check that out. Interview footage from the Ric Flair retirement DVD, where she hopes that she can follow in her dad's footsteps at some point. She's thought about it. But really what it was a Hall of Fame speech in 2012. And Reed was in, getting into wrestling. And he was pretty good, but he also had his issues. He had his drug issues. He did want a team with Charlotte. Maybe even wanted to be the tag team champions at some point. They didn't have intergender tag titles, but nevertheless. We can do this. You can too. I did like seeing the Japanese footage that, Reed, I forgot that Reed even teamed with Muta, and I think some of the stuff was actually shown on the Ric Flair Peacock biography that they did, one of like 10 Ric Flair biographies that WWE is at a part in. Norman Smiley, love hearing from Norman Smiley, what a talent. Charlotte didn't want any handouts, she wanted to earn her way, and I do totally believe that, because Charlotte she was enamored with the idea of wrestling, but I think that she wanted to do this for her brother, and then once her brother unfortunately passed away, more on that here in a little bit, she wanted to carry on his legacy. And then he OD'd, I believe, the day of WrestleMania. Was it the day of WrestleMania 29, or was it soon? Was it right around that? I mean, I'm trying to remember the date in my head. But she was going to wrestle Paige at, it was going to be part of NXT Access. And then she finds out her brother OD'd. And she kind of had to put that to the side, like lock it away and never open it again. But obviously that would affect somebody. And Rick was upset about it. Obviously, Charlotte was, because she was close to Reed. And Reed has demons. If you are dealing with substance abuse or know somebody who is, the helpline will be put in the description. Help is out there. It truly is out there. Then carried on with Reed. The old promo stuff, like just her awkwardness and the fact that she excelled athletically but couldn't get the promo, eventually did. Made her debut on July 7th, 2023. And this was all like done pretty quickly since it was only an hour. I wish they had made this 2 hours and stretched it out a little bit. You could have talked more about the home life and everything, but maybe they're going to do a second part to this because her career is not over yet. Why do a biography? But Bayley, whenever they shot her, good Lord, Bayley always looks good. And Bayley provided such great insight here because she had to find her own way in NXT. They go right from the July 7, 2013 debut right to the first takeover nearly a year later. It was May 29th, so it was just shy of a year later, where she beat Natty in the finals of the tournament to crown a new NXT Women's Champion. Footage of her battling Sasha, battling others. And then Stephanie talks about the women's revolution. Sure, you invented women's wrestling, you twat. I don't like Stephanie McMahon. Peter Rosenberg, by the way, is a goddamn shill. But the Bellas were there, I believe. Alicia Fox. I'm not going to do the whole goddamn thing because I'm tired. But July 2015, it was let's see. It was, I believe, it was Paige, Becky, and Charlotte's a team TCB. TCB, was that it? TCBY Treats, It's Time to Celebrate. I'm genuinely trying to remember, that was just under 8 years ago. And I mean, some of that all blends together. Probably because I want to blank out anything Stephanie was involved in. Night of Champions 2015, she beats Nikki. She points up to the sky. And I didn't even think the reason she points up to the sky is to honor Reed. And that's good stuff. Good way to honor her brother. Nikki Bella did not deserve to have the record-breaking Divas Championship reign. You can fight me in the comments on that. She shouldn't have gone through what she went through. Same with Brie. The Bellas shouldn't have gone through what they went through as they were growing up before they got into wrestling. They shouldn't have gone through that. Doesn't mean Nikki deserved to be a long-reigning champion, though. As far as in-ring career, yeah, that title reign was shit. That was really shit. But then Charlotte reconnecting with Rick on the road, they kind of skip over the fact that Charlotte pretty much kicked Rick out of her life on TV. And then Corey Graves in a snake suit kind of makes sense since he this tattooed up, like, he's got scales on him and everything. Mania 32, well, the women stole the show, but it was petty theft. And that's not knocking. It's not knocking the women. Mania 32 is still going on in some alternate universe. That pay-per-view went on forever. That was 7 goddamn hours. It was insane. At least they got rid of the god-awful Divas Championship. I'm not knocking the women that held it, right after I knocked Nikki. I'm not knocking the talent that held it. It looked like a prize out of a Cracker Jack box. It looked terrible. But there were some good women that held the championship. And Mania 32, they skipped over her and Sasha tossing the title back and forth. They only had an hour, but yeah, that was insane. I'll drop it to you on TV. You drop it to me on pay-per-view. Okay. Kind of devalued the title, to be perfectly honest. So, August 2017, they mentioned Rick's in the hospital, multiple organ failure. How he came back from that, I don't know. She was back on TV within a month. She found out this information coming back from Hong Kong. And then, Rick, very proud of her. Like, after he pulled through on all this stuff, Rick's very proud of her, feels that that she surpassed him. I mean, no one's ever going to have a career like Ric Flair. And I don't care if it's his daughter. I didn't care if David had stayed in wrestling for 99 and was still wrestling now. Nobody was going to have the career that Ric Flair had. That's just how it is. But Charlotte, as far as athleticism, is incredible. And she has her confidence issues, talks about getting multiple cosmetic surgeries. I believe got her first breast augmentation when she was 20. And it's terrible that women feel the need to do that. If you want to do that, you do whatever you want. It's your body. You can do what you want to. Do what you want to. Do what you want to. And it's your body, too, if it happens to you. That song reference doesn't make any sense. But you can do whatever you want, but I think it's terrible when people feel they have to do that to change something about them so society will accept them. But that's just my take. Rhea chimes in, the ESPN body issue. I do remember that causing a bit of controversy at the time. And the meet and greet, it was great to see her around. That kid. That kid seemed a little starstruck. Like, what am I doing here? Why are there so many cameras? She was dressed up like Charlotte. It was cool. That's some good shit. And there's a house of memorabilia. Her and Rick are around on November 25th of last year. And a dog. Adorable dog. And then back to Mania 38, where she had beaten Rousey the Raccoon. Rousey the Raccoon chimed in, by the way. Rousey the Raccoon and Holly Holm have the same goddamn mindset when it comes to CTE-ridden bullshit, but I digress. Let's talk about that in another video. Let's talk about this. She visits Reed's gravesite. Charlotte, not Ronda. That would be weird. And she married Andrade, L-O-L-E-O-L-E-O, after Mania 38. One person is going to laugh at that. One person. And it was worth it. But that's it. That catches us up to speed. Sure, they skipped over quite a bit, actually. I mean, they mentioned how she beat, they showed a clip of her beating Asuka at Mania 34, which was stupid. And I'm not even knocking Charlotte. It was a stupid decision. But maybe she's gotten a few too many title reigns. Sure, but there's no denying her athletic ability. And this is a pretty good piece. I'd still say they could have waited a few years. Unless, again, she's going to retire and they just feel, we got to get all this footage we have in the can out now. But anyway, nevertheless, wasn't too bad. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Rickland. I'll see you soon.